I'm ready.
He will ruin this family's name.
You destroy me, you destroy yourself.
I took all the risk, and I took it for you.
In a much-anticipated return to the rugged landscapes and brutal family dramas of Yellowstone, Part 2 of Season 5 opened with a major shakeup that left fans questioning everything. Did John Dutton, one of television's most iconic patriarchs, really just exit stage left in such an abrupt fashion? How will the Dutton family pick up the pieces after this shocking turn of events? And can the show survive without the very character around which it was built? Or did the scene leave open for the possibility that John may still be alive? Join me, dear viewer, as I dive back into the raging dumpster fire that is modern Hollywood. Before we dive in, take a quick second to hit that subscribe button. And if you really want to make sure you never miss out, ring that notification bell too. It'll help us break through the YouTube algorithm and keep this channel growing strong. Those burning questions set the tone for an episode that, for better or worse, packed a punch in Desire Is All You Need. The episode opens with a cold, hard truth. John Dutton, the unyielding head of the Dutton family, is dead. Police have swarmed his mansion, a grim spectacle underscored by the sight of his body next to a handgun in a pool of blood which we as the audience don't see. Mind you, they can always pull the kidnapping card and the body staging at the crime scene, but I digress. From there, the narrative dives into the complicated family web left in Dutton's wake. Jamie, John's son and Montana's attorney general, finds himself under scrutiny as Beth, the fiery and vengeful daughter, smells betrayal. Flashbacks introduce us to 6 weeks prior, when the Dutton family was still navigating typical turmoil. Meanwhile, Rip and a crew from Yellowstone Ranch journey down to Texas, bringing a hefty dose of cowboy lifestyle to the screen, complete with sweeping landscapes and musings on the future of the American West. And nestled within this rugged world, Taylor Sheridan dedicates a special cameo to the late Billy Clapper, a craftsman and symbol of the cowboy spirit. But let's be honest, after the dust settled, many fans were left shaking their heads. John Dutton's demise felt cheap, a last-minute plot twist created to settle a behind-the-scenes dispute between Kevin Costner and showrunner Taylor Sheridan. After years of battling and building in a beautifully flawed fight to preserve his family's legacy, Dutton's story ends abruptly off-screen with only the blood-stained aftermath of an alleged suicide to show for it. It's as if Sheridan wanted to shout, "Fine, you want out? Here's the door," without sparing a thought for what the audience might actually need to process such a momentous loss. This hasty resolution is particularly unsatisfying given that Yellowstone has made its mark on viewers through the steadfast, if occasionally violent, journey of John Dutton's determination to protect his family's land and way of life. Costner's abrupt removal leaves fans feeling shortchanged and unmoored, almost as if the show forgot to give one of its strongest pillars a proper farewell. Then there's a 6-week flashback, a bold but disorienting choice that doesn't add much to the story. By transporting us back in time, Sheridan attempts to flesh out John's final days and give the episode some depth. However, rather than seamlessly fitting into the overarching narrative, this detour comes off as a disjointed attempt to pad out the episode without offering much substance. Viewers are left wondering if the flashback served any purpose beyond giving Sheridan an extra 20 minutes of airtime without Costner. Not exactly a recipe for compelling television, which is disappointing given how bloody good Yellowstone has been so far. One bright spot, however, is the cameo from Billy Clapper, the legendary maker of Spurs and Bits. Clapper's appearance might seem like an obscure addition to some, but for those who know his legacy, it's a poignant nod to the spirit of real cowboys whose trade is all but extinct. The episode features Rip coming across Clapper's spurs, crafted from a single piece of metal, an art form lost in the tide of mass production. Filmed with reverence, Clapper's cameo provides a quiet, reflective moment amidst the chaos, reminding viewers of Sheridan's deep respect for the American cowboy, even as he turns a critical eye toward the urbanites and tourists who have encroached upon the lifestyle they represent. Sheridan, always keen on incorporating slices of Americana into Yellowstone, uses this cameo as a small tribute to the forgotten lives that globalization and neoliberalism have shoved aside. He does so with a degree of tenderness that feels almost ironic, given that the rest of the episode is anything but tender. Clapper's spurs represent a bygone era, a time when craft and community thrived against the backdrop of an unforgiving land. His spurs are a kind of memorial to what Sheridan clearly believes is a vanishing way of life, one that's been commercialized and packaged for tourists, or worse, erased entirely. Sheridan's messaging here is both nostalgic and clear. American traditions are under siege, and it's not just the Dutton family feeling the impact. While Yellowstone is essentially a primetime soap opera dressed in cowboy boots, it also digs into themes of resistance to modernity, often painting its rural heroes as guardians of an old world ethos that's slipping through their fingers. In a symbolic moment, Rip turns away a young, scruffy couple from petting his horses, spitting that, "This ain't no fucking petting zoo." It's an oddly funny yet profound moment, a perfect encapsulation of Sheridan's scorn for those who romanticize a lifestyle they know nothing about. But even as Rip speaks for those clinging to the cowboy ethos, there's an undeniable absurdity in this stance. The character's gruff resistance to change is at once heroic and laughable, especially when contrasted against the dramatic battles and vendettas consuming the Dutton family. The episode's undercurrent of bitterness toward modern life feels almost performative, as if Sheridan himself is wearing a cowboy hat and shaking his fist at a smartphone. The episode's pacing, meanwhile, is somewhat uneven. After the brutal revelation of John's death, viewers are taken through a roller coaster of flashbacks, cowboy philosophy, and family betrayal with little breathing room. None of the scenes match. This hurried style amplifies the cheapness of Dutton's demise and raises questions about the show's future. Can Yellowstone keep its momentum without the man who was so integral to its heart and soul? Or is it already on a fast track to becoming a parody of itself, as so many other shows have? In essence, the episode Desire Is All You Need is a mixed bag of high-stakes drama, questionable storytelling choices, and moments of genuine beauty. While Sheridan's dedication to depicting real American life shines through, the episode's frantic structure and jarring plot decisions threaten to derail its emotional core. John Dutton's death, instead of feeling like the end of an era, comes across as a rushed afterthought. Fans who have journeyed with Dutton through countless struggles deserved a better farewell, one that honored his character as more than just a pawn in a real-life battle between Kevin Costner and Taylor Sheridan. However, as much as this episode missed the mark, it's worth noting that Yellowstone has always had a kind of rough-edged charm. The show's appeal lies in its refusal to fit neatly into a box. It's a soap opera, a western, and a family drama with palace intrigue all at once. And maybe, just maybe, there's a certain audacity in the way Sheridan tackles John Dutton's departure. By stripping away the comforting presence of its patriarch, the show pushes its characters, and by extension its viewers, into uncharted territory. Whether Yellowstone will succeed in this new phase or falter without its steadfast leader remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure, this season is bound to keep fans talking, even if some of those conversations are filled with frustration and disbelief like this one. In the end, Desire Is All You Need serves as a testament to both the strengths and weaknesses of Yellowstone. It's a bold start to what promises to be a turbulent final season, one that forces viewers to reckon with a world where John Dutton no longer holds the reins. And for better or worse, that's exactly what Sheridan seems to want. The cowboy way of life may be dying, but Yellowstone isn't going down without a fight. Just like its characters, it's ready to kick up dust all the way to the finish line. But what do you guys think about all this? Did you also feel John Dutton's death felt cheap? And where do you think the show goes from here? Please do let me know down below in the comments, and as always, hit that like button, ring that notification bell, and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.
Okie dokie.